All right, we're ready to roll. We've got Ryan Campbell from Cap America and Mary Ellen Wilson from our marketing team. I'm Melissa, your MC for the day. You'll know me in supplier relations. We have a great call today with Cap America to talk about all things headwear and our, what month is it? August campaign for All In Marketing. Take it away, ladies.
All right, terrific. Well, hello, everyone. Hard to believe August is here. We're almost getting close to halfway through the month. So we're going to start off, as we always do, with going through the assets that we have uploaded for you onto your replicated website. If you are in the All In program, then you are also getting some assets emailed out, as well as social posts. So we are starting off with a theme of headwear here, there, and everywhere with our fabulous supplier, MVP supplier, Cap America. You will see in your idea centers that we have a little center for all different types of categories for caps and hats. So we have the golfers, and please look at the call to action button for the golfer, F-O-R-E, see what I did there. Outdoor enthusiasts, on-trend toppers, and then the price points for every budget. So something for everyone. We also have a lookbook that has been uploaded for you. And this one actually focuses more on the holiday gift giving season. So we're letting them know now is the time. Holiday headwear made easy. The two socials and the third and fourth social of the month and the second email of the month will link to, we'll point to the holiday headwear lookbook, while your first two socials, the first of which went out yesterday, and your first email will point to the idea center. And if I can pull it up really quickly, I can show you what we're sending out on your behalf via the preview. So this whole campaign is all about headwear, the different types of headwear, and how that can be used when thinking about corporate gifts, any kind of gift giving. Sorry, I forgot to have this part of the presentation loaded and ready. Little technical difficulties, but we'll get there. So like I said, the first email the first social went out yesterday and looks great. Whenever a social goes out, it's always great if you comment. If you are in the All In program, if you comment on your social, it helps with the engagement. Just an FYI, while we're pulling this up. Of course, it's going to take forever because we are on this. Ryan, we can't wait to hear from you. Anything you want to tell me while I'm looking for this lovely ditty? Here we go.
No, just that I understand your technical difficulties.
Thank you for your grace. All right, so here we go. Social post number 1 went out yesterday. It is animated for those platforms that support it. Hats aplenty, hats galore. If you have children and you ever read the book to them, Pigs Aplenty, Pigs Galore, you will get that reference. One of my favorite books. The social going out on the 15th is cool and camo. And then your email is gift giving made easy with headwear. Like I said, the call to action link will go directly to your idea center. Then social posts 3 and 4. Keeping warm this winter, keep them warm this winter. Corporate holiday shopping starts now. We have another one just dedicated to beanies. And then, of course, your lookbook. So all of you that are in All In should have received that preview. And that was at the end of July. when we sent it out. So that is it. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to Ryan, who's going to tell us all that is new and different and fun and great in the world of Cap America. And I guess we should really start off with just that. What's new? What's exciting?
Okay. First of all, I just want to say that I saw that social yesterday all over my LinkedIn. So somebody's sharing it because I've seen it several times. So
there you go.
Yeah.
We aim to please.
I love it. So, what's new at Cap America? We just released our mid-year launch, whatever products. We do the knit catalog, which focuses on, of course, the new winter wear. And then we also had just a few cap style releases. The one that I think everyone is going to be most interested in, of course, is the I-3038 and its new colors. So this is the equivalent to the Richardson 12, that trucker that everybody wants and asks for. It's the same cap, but better because it comes from us and we don't give you the headaches that Richardson does. So we released 7 new colors. We focused a lot on earth tones. So that, I don't know if you've noticed it, but in apparel in general, and then especially headwear, earth tones are very popular right now because there's just this movement to get back to nature. It's calming, it's relaxing, and it just it goes well with a lot of things. A lot of your earth tone colors are almost considered neutrals now, like your Lodens, your army greens, olives, stuff like that. We also added some white fronts as well, because that clean, crisp white color in headwear also kind of has the same vibe, right? It's calming, it's relaxing, it's cleansing, you know, it's nice.
And it's clean. It's crisp and clean to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah. So that is going to be a big seller, I am sure. And then
do you have any other colors with you? Just out of curiosity, we love to see.
I have samples just kind of like all down through my office here. So if you see me popping in and off the screen, that's what I'm doing.
Feel free to do a scroll with your camera and just show us all.
So I recently, it's always kind of the joke at Cap America, don't get comfortable where you are because we're going to rearrange because we're always adding new team members and we got to find places for them to sit. So this rotation, I got a window and I am super excited about it.
As well you should be. Well deserved.
Okay, so here's one of the white fronts that I was talking about, and we do have an all white version as well, but this has the amber visor, again, that earth tone. So this is probably my favorite. This, and then we also have,
I love that one. Can you just show it and slowly turn it around because so everyone can see? Like
so
put it right in front of your face. There you go.
This is the same, but with the navy mesh back, and I love this one.
That's good looking.
And then we added a brown khaki and a khaki brown, which when I first heard them, I was like, oh, that's not going to be an attractive hat, but it works really well, especially for like outdoor enthusiasts, agriculture, markets like that where they want just a little bit more rugged look, and that those earth tones and stuff works really well for farmers, feed stores, that sort of thing.
And I think autumn in general, right?
Yes. Yep, absolutely.
Great fall colors. Yeah.
And speaking of autumn, so I'm not sure where everyone on this call is located, but we're in Missouri, obviously. So hunting is a very important part of our lifestyle. And so our camo series has always been a big seller for us. And so to kind of refresh it this year, we added a few colors that are almost a little bit more retail friendly. So this is a functional camo front with the khaki back, but this camo here, it's called Next G2. It's very similar to the Real Tree pattern, but it comes at a lower price point. So it's a little bit more budget friendly. And this is actually our lowest cost camo cap. I just found this out this morning when I was pricing it out for a customer. So really nice cap and a little budget friendly. This one is another pattern that we've used, and this is Mossy Oak Bottomland. So this pattern here is, again, a functional camo, especially if you're turkey hunting in the South. but it is also spilled over into retail because of country music artists like Luke Combs adding it to their merch.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
And-
in terms of camo, I'm sorry, I just want to
No, go
ask,
ahead.
in terms of camo, how should they be, what are some great, like, you know, creating the image, the picture for them when they're selling their clients on the camo look or on any of those hats?
So as far as I think a big selling point for headwear in general is it's not going to be useful unless it's being worn and used, right? And so with these camo caps, they're going to be used. I mean, my dad, uncles, brother, all of them, like they don't even realize what logo it is that they're wearing on their camo cap, but everybody that they encounter where it's like right there in front of their face, they do. So your branding is going to be out there if people are wearing these caps, and like your hunters, your farmers, your outdoorsmen, they're going to be wearing them.
Well, and like you said, I think of some of the boys that I know that are my son's age, they all wear the camo caps, especially, and 24/7. To the point where it's a little annoying when you're sitting at the dinner table.
Yes.
Absolutely. And like you said, that logo is there, better than a pen any day of the week.
Yep, it's not being covered up. It's a walking billboard at eye level. Yeah. This is another option. So this cap here is the 3028. This is another trucker option. And this used to be our answer to the 112, but it was not a close enough fit. According to people who are just real like headwear aficionados, the ones that really loved that 112, they came back and they gave us feedback that this was not a great fit. So we went ahead and we kind of tried again with the 3038 and we nailed it, but we went ahead and we kept this one in the line because it's one of our top sellers. And I think one of the reasons is because of this blaze mesh, or this neon mesh. So we have the blaze, we have a neon blue, a neon yellow, neon green. Those are really popular, and I think they're worth kind of keeping that style alive. Okay, this cap right here is new, and I was talking about the white caps and kind of how, you know, clean, sleek looks are very popular. So this cap is a lightweight performance cap. It's solid fabric, and it's just a very clean, sleek looking cap. It's very lightweight, it's very comfortable, and the cool thing about this one is it comes in 2 sizes. So it comes in a adult, one size fits most, and then it also comes in an extra small, which are going to fit your headwear fans of about 12 years old and younger. So this hat is going to be a great option for schools, churches, youth groups, nonprofits, anything where their audience is going to include both adults and children. It's a really good option for that.
And how are you doing on production times with these types of trucker caps?
So production time, if we're doing flat or 3D embroidery, is 3 days production, and then you add your day in there for processing, so 4 days. Now that's after sample approval, which I think sometimes gets just a little bit misleading. From start to finish, if everything goes smoothly and you don't have a ton of revisions in your concepts or your samples, you're looking at about 2 weeks for those caps to go out the door. So we start the process usually with concepts. That takes about 2 days. You pick the design you like. We go into sampling. That takes another 2 days. And then from there, you get approval and we move into production. So then with your day for processing, your 3 days production, you're looking at, you know, 7 to 10 days at that point in time. And then we're no more than a 3-day ship from the United States. So fairly quick on embroidery. Now, if we're looking at patches, if they are heat sealed, we're looking at 3 weeks after proof approval. And if they're sewn on, we're looking at 4 weeks after proof approval. So that's something that we're very happy to have gotten back down into like the week metrics instead of months, like we were before. And our VP of production is very determined that we're going to stay there. So, and then also with contract, because we do contract decoration as well. If it's embroidery, it's the same as if you were buying the caps from us. We don't punish you for not buying the caps from us. So your production times are going to stay the same.
Good to know. Okay. Great.
Yeah. Okay, so then it's getting to be winter or fall here shortly. So let's talk about some of the new knits that we have. So this one is our new premium line knit. I wish you guys could feel this through the screen because it is the softest, silkiest feeling yarn that you will ever feel. It's a premium tri blend. It's very soft. It has a nice stretch to it, but it comes right back. So after you've worn it a few times, it's not going to not fit anymore. It's a really, really good knit. What makes this one a little bit different is we have a fleece lined ear band on the inside. So this one's going to be great for customers that are a little bit further north that have those really cold, bitter winters and need something just a little bit more substantial than your standard beanie.
It looks handcrafted. Really
It
pretty.
does. It has a really nice
pattern.
hang to it. Yeah, and the pattern is just unique, and I really like it. So we have another fleece lined ear band, or knit with a fleece lined ear band, and this one is just a solid colored knit. So we've been asked for years. Our top selling knit is a TKN 24. It's a USA made knit. It's just a solid color knit cap with a cuff. People love that cap, but it's fairly lightweight. It's not super substantial for like keeping you warm. So it works really well where we're at in Missouri, where sometimes we don't have super cold weather. And but for people up north, they needed something with a fleece lining. So they'd asked us if we would add it domestically. Well, it was really cost prohibitive for us to do that here. And so we went ahead and brought it in as an import knit. And what we did was we took our top selling colors from that TKN 24 and we added the fleece lined ear band. So now this is an option for you if you need it.
I have the IK55 that Grace brought last year for NSM, and I stole it off her table. And it is my favorite beanie because of that fleece line band.
Love the IK55. Well, also in the cable knit, like just the different kind of like this one, these more like patterned knits, they're very popular. They're very retail friendly and they look really nice. Sometimes they can get a little pricey. You add a leather like loop label or a woven loop label and then the faux fur pom. Got something that, you know, is kind of an expensive knit, but you would be amazed at how quick people will snatch those up. They don't even care because that's what they're used to seeing with like the CC beanies and the Love Your Melons, and the pricing of those are often just as much or more. So you can really elevate a knit, and there are some really cool things that we can do with them.
The one that Grace had brought had the leather thing on the cuff that had the Cap America heart on it.
Yes.
I was walking around with that on the show floor in the middle of August. I didn't care that it was 85 degrees outside. I love that hat.
Yes. Yep. I love it.
I have to hide it from my daughter. She wants to steal it.
Oh, I have an 8-year-old, and so when I bring hats home, she can't really wear them because they're a little too big for her, but the knits work because, you know, they're much more flexible in sizing. Yep. So if I bring a knit home, it's gone. All right, let's see what else do we have in here. Okay, so we do have a couple of, well, I say a couple, we have one new this year. This is the RKT12. So I had to think of what those letters were. So our RK series, essentially what that is that is a line of in-stock made in USA knits. So when we get into the middle of knit season, our production times on our custom elite knits are gonna start to move out a little bit. So we created the RK series to offer you something that still looks kind of custom, unique. It's got those different designs that we were seeing a lot in custom, but they're kept on the shelves for a quick turn time. So if you have that customer reaches out to you, you know, December 10th, and they're like, I have to have something before Christmas, this is our go-to. And we try to add at least
scarves, by the way. I'm sorry. Do they have scarves that go with that?
So we don't have a matching scarf for this one, but we do have 2 in-stock scarves. One is just kind of a simple, it's got some stripes on the end. And then the other one has a snowflake pattern on it, and it actually matches one of our snowflake knit caps. So that is the RKF12 and the RKF60. And I believe they're in the holiday lookbook that we did. But they make a really great gift set. So they can both be branded, and they're really cute.
Nice little upsell.
Yeah. Okay. So if with all the new product that we have and all the inventory we have, if you still find something that doesn't necessarily work for what you need, we have custom overseas programs, and we think that we have kind of, I don't want to say perfected this process, but we're very good at it. We have very strong relationships with our factories overseas, and we make the process as simple for you as it can possibly be. So your customer service rep will be the only person that you have to worry about talking to. And then she is going to work with our custom overseas specialist, who will then work with our factory. So you don't have to worry about contacting this person for art and this person for production or any of that. It all goes straight through your customer service rep. And we're going to streamline that process and make it very easy for you. So one of the most popular, I guess, reasons that people use our quick turn program is for this 3038, because the main difference between our cap and Richardson is Richardson has had this out for several years, and they have a ton of different color options. We only have about 25 right now, I think, and we're still building it. But if there is a color option that you need now before we carry it in stock, we can create this cap in our custom quick turn custom program. So you're looking from after sample approval, about 30 days delivery. That's calendar days. So if you're doing a patch on this cap, your production time is going to be about the same. Your delivery time is going to be about the same as if you did it domestically. So, and you can do fun colors with your mesh. You can mix up, you can do like different contrast stitching, you know, do tricolor if you want. There's a lot of really fun things. Change the button color that we can do with this cap and that program to make it uniquely yours. And then I just want to kind of show you a couple other things that we can do in that program that we can't do domestically, that makes this a really good option if you do have the time. We can do things on the visor. So this happens to be a woven label, but we can also do embroidery on the visor if we go overseas. We can do inside taping, which is really nice. It's just a really subtle way to add some branding. We can do custom woven labels on the inside too, so it doesn't have to say Cap America on it. It can say, it can have your business information, or it can have more of your customers' branding, however you want to do it. This cap right here, don't know if you can tell, but it is an all mesh cap, and we are getting asked for this all the time. I actually just saw a request for this on the Facebook Promotional Products Professional group this morning about this. So I think it was Coors beer that kind of made this popular. That's the one I always see referenced. People want to know where they can get an all mesh cap. We can do it in 30 days in our quick turn program. So again, on this one, we have the custom, the taping, which is really nice. And then if I can, it's up here where you can see it. Yep. So this is an example of the custom woven label we can do. Another thing that's really popular, we don't have in stock, but we can do it quickly overseas, is the 7-panel trucker. So this is a really trending style right now. We see this everywhere. And it can be fabric, full fabric, or mesh back. Unfortunately, I am gunning for this to be in our stock line by the middle of next year. I don't know if I'm going to win that war. But if we don't, we can always go overseas with it. And then we also have a full custom program. So the custom quick turn, we have set materials, decoration methods, everything that's kind of already picked out that you just like go to our website or our catalog and you pick. You're like, I want this fabric, I want this decoration, I want this closure, and it's done. If you need something even more unique, more custom, like if we need to source a fabric like corduroy, then we move into our full custom program. This one, the production time takes a little bit longer. With ocean delivery, we're looking at about 65 to 75 days, but we also have the option to air freight that in. This program is a great program if you have a large quantity of headwear that you are ordering and you need a very low price, because this is where we will get the best pricing, is in this full custom program. Okay, and while, oh, sorry, does someone have a question?
Nope, go ahead. We do have a few questions, but we'll let you finish and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talking about custom, those were all custom overseas. I'm going to jump back really quick to our custom USA made knits, just because these are super fun for fall and for winter, for holiday projects, parades, that kind of stuff. And we did add new colors this fall, which I'm really excited about. So we have a cardinal, a mustard, and a teal that we added. And then also an ivory and a cider. So we now have over 30 different yarn colors that you can choose from. And the knitting technology that we have allows us to knit the design or the logo directly into the knit. So, like I said, not always the most retail relevant, because I think that's more kind of like the cables and those heavy rib knits, but they're fun and they make really great gifts. And we are currently running a special on these where you, AIA, well, everyone, but AIA especially, you guys get EQP at 24 pieces on these knits. You've always gotten it at 96 pieces, but now you're going to get it at 24 pieces. So there can be some significant savings there. And we do free specs. So.
And there's a flyer in the promo library.
Yeah. Speaking of, sorry, one last thing, and then I'll let you guys get back to it. So the specials that we're having right now, besides the 24 pieces on all of our in-stock products, we are also offering 15% off that 3038 and the 3025. So the 3038 is probably like our top selling trucker. That 3025 is right under it. The main difference being 3025 has a curved visor, whereas the 3038 is that modified flat. So 15% off of those. And then we are also offering $1 net off of our heat sealed patches. So if you have a customer and they're wanting, you know, they're debating like, do I want sewn on leather? Do I want heat sealed leather? Try to push them to heat seal to get that discounted price. And the reason we're doing that is because it is much quicker to attach a heat sealed patch than what it is to try to sew one on. So to keep those production times low, that's why we're offering a discount there.
And there's flyers on both of those sales in the promo library.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's it. I think I've covered everything.
There's a self promo flyer in the promo library too.
So check out the promo library, which you get to via Connect on your EAIA platform. And Dean would like to know, what are the minimum for overseas orders? I'm guessing that's custom, right? Custom overseas.
Yes. Yeah. In the quick turn program, the minimum is 72 pieces. And in the complete custom program, it is 144.
Okay. Maria would like to be reminded where the promo library is again. It is in, you go to Connect. So you go to your community, you go to Connect, and you will see a link for promo library.
Yvonne, we can look into that for you.
What other questions might you have?
Everyone needs an IK55 beanie.
Yvonne, we'd love to hear about your super Brad.
A super Brad. Brag. Super brag to do about Cap America. I was like, I want a super Brad.
You're muted, hon. You got to unmute.
Thank you.
There we go.
So just yesterday, I contacted Heather Matlock and said, hey, does Cap America have a flyer dedicated to the construction industry? Because I have a whole list of 98 people. Did you help with that?
Yeah, that was me.
No, that was me. Thank you. So within a few hours, I had an awesome flyer that said caps for construction, which is exactly what I asked for. All these great styles of caps that included some knit styles. And within a couple of hours, I had that thing sent out to my whole list of architect, engineering, construction companies. And I think I've had a pretty good open rate on it so far. Awesome. And then I went to their website, to their marketing materials, downloaded another flyer about that trucker hat, the 3038. Sent that today to all the rest of my clients. So thank you very much for all that help with that yesterday. It was so fast, I couldn't believe that you guys reacted so quickly and did such a great job. I should have believed it, but it was awesome.
That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. So the we do have on the website, we have a lot of flyers, and we also had those vertical markets, those sell sheets or whatever, but those haven't been updated in a couple of years just because our marketing department has been so inundated with everything else. And so that's been on my to-do list for a really long time. And I've kind of had this layout and everything I've played with, but I'd never pulled the trigger on it. So when I got your email from Heather, I was like, this would be the perfect time. So I'm so glad it worked for you.
Yeah, it did. Thank you. Now just hopefully do some follow-up and get some orders in here.
For sure, for sure.
Fortune is in the follow-up.
That was just totally awesome, and I really appreciate it. So that's all I wanted to say. I'll mute myself now.
Yvonne, I did just check your order. You did get self-promo pricing for your hat order.
Yay!
You got the discount.
Yeah,
so that's great. I love to hear I love to hear testimonials like that, Yvonne. So thank you so much, because as we all learned yesterday, it's all about customer service, right? And customer service can be the key that moves you from one company to another. All right, Taylor would like to know, I'm just going to read it. When is a camper hat going to be available? Same as the Rich Dash 217.
So I'm really hoping for mid-year 2024. We already have pretty much all of our new 2024 products in the works. They're on their way here. And I am pushing super hard for mid-year 2024 for that camper hat. Now, question for you. Do you want the full fabric? Like I think the Richardson 217 is full fabric, or do you want the mesh back like the one we showed here?
Taylor, what say you? Taylor's very excited. There's a woohoo about mid 2024. And while Taylor types away, I am going to read another question. So I can send you this is from Doug Phelps. So I can send you an outdoor cap to run with some caps I'm doing with you.
Absolutely. So the way contract works, we'll decorate any headwear. So sometimes that's, another supplier. Sometimes that's something retail like Travis Matthew or Millen or something like that. So all you have to do is you send those to us. Try to put attention to your customer service rep. But I think Heather does all of AIA, right? Yeah. So Heather's fantastic. And she checks the receivers every single day for them, for the POs. But if you have her name on it, then it comes directly to her and she doesn't even have to check it. So it just expedites that a little bit faster. And then anyways, if you want, say there's 6 outdoor cap hats that you want ran with the rest of your 48 pieces of Cap America, we'll do it that way. Or we'll do an entire order. So it's really just what works for you. But yeah, we will definitely decorate any headwear.
Great. And it looks like Dean would like to know more about your samples and spec program.
So we offer free specs, obviously, on embroidered flat or 3D embroidery. We can also offer free specs on embroidered patches, leather patches, and one more, sublimated patches. So there are fees associated with woven rubber and flex style samples. We can still do them, but there's going to be a fee associated with them. But other than that, yeah, I mean, we're open and we love doing specs. Never think that you are taking advantage of that program. We have several customers who will send us like 3 logos a week. We'll put the logos on the caps and then we'll just kind of keep them all together until the end of the month, and then we ship them out all at one time. So you're not paying for freight over and over and over again. Our CEO likes to say specs write checks. So definitely send us some logos and let us get some of those going. And what I like to do, you don't have to do this, but I like to always do a good, better, best with your logos. So let's show them a budget friendly version of, like, let's say the trucker, let's do the 3025, and then let's show them the 3038 in that mid range. And then let's show them the premium line I8502, because you'd be amazed how often you can upsell with those spec samples.
Great. All right. Robin would like to know, okay, wait, a follow-up to that. What about the embroidery file? I assume they would let me forward the file.
So you can send us a DST file. However, if you have art, we really, really prefer that you send us art. Every cap company is going to digitize things differently. So how we digitize versus how After Cap digitizes is going to be 2 completely different ways. And then also, if it happened to be for a flat goods are digitized left to right, and on a hat, they're digitized from the middle out. And so it's just, that's why we don't charge for digitizing. It's completely free because we'd rather just do it ourselves, and we're not going to charge you for that if you already have the tape.
Okay. Can you do contract embroidery on non-hat things like bags or shirts?
Not anymore. So once upon a time, we would do flat goods, but we discovered that we're just really, really good at headwear. And also one of the perks to sending your caps to us for contract embroidery is because we're already set up for headwear. So we don't have to break down the machines and rehoop and do all that stuff. We just get the caps and we go. And when we were doing flats and headwear, that kind of slowed us down. So contract goods had an extra couple days. We don't do flats anymore, so we only do headwear. So now if you send us that, you're looking at 3 days after sample approval again, just like the rest of the caps.
Okay. Is there a sample pack we can get with the top sellers and new products? I try to push Cap America often, but people are so dead set on the 112s. So
Yep.
Is there a sample pack?
So absolutely, we always have sample kits. You can request random samples of any cap that we have in our line, and we'll ship those out to you. We also have a decoration kit. We have a custom overseas kit, a knit kit, camo kit, new items kit, top sellers kit, just about any kind of kit that you can imagine. We have that ready to go so we can get those shipped out to you, usually same day. You send it later in the day, it might go out the next morning. And those are really useful selling tools. With the 112, so obviously if you can get it in people's hands, a lot of times they'll see, oh, it does fill and fit the same. You have some people, though, who are very brand conscious and they want that R on the side. So if that is the case, we have 2 suggestions, and it might not work because there's some people that are dead set on the 112. First thing is to offer them the I-8502 with the Flex Fit headband, because people recognize Flex Fit. They know that it is a very strong brand and they are willing to try it over Richardson because they recognize the name, they recognize the symbol, and then the CA premium line, the little shield is on the back to kind of signify that, hey, this is a very elevated cap. The other option is to try and move that order into the custom overseas program, the quick turn one, because we can, instead of putting that R on the side, let's take the icon from their branding or, you know, something like that, and let's put it on the side, or let's do a custom inside label with their branding on it. And a lot of times when they see that cap that looks just like that 112 that they really, really want, but it's their 112, it's their branding, they really like that. And then a lot of times they'll move over to it. So those are our two suggestions and the best way to try and switch them over.
Okay, and now we're getting 2 more questions on this. What, sorry, it just moved for me. What are the kit/sample packs again? What are they?
We have new items. So we actually have an annual. We always have the annual at the beginning of the year, new items, and then the mid-year, which we just released. Top performers. We have a camo kit, a knit kit, an overseas kit. I think that's it. But if there's something specific that you need, like if you said that was Yvonne that asked for that. So like say you said you email Heather and say, I need a construction sample kit. We're going to pick 5 or 6 caps that work really well for that industry and we'll send them out to you. So we can put just about anything together for you.
So, and when you were talking about the workarounds 2 questions ago, will you do a spec sample with custom branding like you were talking about?
Yep, we can do spec samples on custom overseas caps. Now there are certain things that will incur a mold fee. So I think like sublimation, it incurs a mold fee. So what we normally do is if it is truly just specking, we'll use techniques that don't incur any kind of fees. So like instead of sublimation, we'd use screen printing. Instead of a molded rubber patch, we would do a leather patch or something like that. So, but that's something that Heather would stay in contact with you about and let you know kind of like, hey, if we move forward with this, it'll be this much for the spec sample, but we could do this instead and keep it free. But yes, free spec samples are an option in that program.
Item number for the 112.
I-3038.
Okay. And it looks like lastly, can we get the construction flyer too? Oh, they all want in on that construction flyer.
Yep, I will send that over to Melissa as soon as we're done here.
Terrific. All right, I think we did it. I think that was all the questions. I'm just scrolling through again. What a great job. Really great job. Thank you, Ryan. And yeah, so go sell some caps. I mean, I think that's the wrap up, right?
Yeah,
Go sell some
absolutely.
caps and add in some scarves.
If you ever need anything as far as like marketing material samples and that, obviously Heather is amazing. I'm sure it's really hard for you guys, but if you ever need something more on the marketing side, please feel free to reach out to me as well. I'm more than happy to help. And I'm excited to meet everybody in person in September.
That'll be awesome. 6 more weeks, 7.5, 6 or 7.
But who's counting?
Who's
Don't stress me out any more than I already am.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you, girlfriend. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
You have 1 more week to register. Get in and get registered and come join us in Nashville.
Was on a week from Friday. Just saying. All right. Thank you, Ryan. Take care.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.